Mr. Larson's recognized.
Thank you very much, Chairman Camp. Thank you for this hearing. Thank you for the way that you've conducted the business on this committee and with Mr. Levin as well. And what an honor to have Jack Lew here. And I think the previous questioner just has to spark this question. I believe it was under your leadership as well that the entire federal debt would have been paid off by 2009. And I think that was in your lifetime. Is that not correct?
Yeah. I don't remember the exact year, but it was very much in my lifetime.
And so that the policies, of course, that led to us going into a situation where we have wars never before in our history that weren't paid for, yeah. Tax cuts that weren't paid for, and a Medicare portion unpaid for, and then a serious financial crisis that led to an enormous recession have caused us to be in this situation. Is that a fair assessment?
Congressman, it is a fair assessment. I think, as you know, when I left OMB in January 2001, we projected a surplus of $5.5 trillion over the next 10 years. There were a series of decisions that were made that caused that surplus to go away. We then hit a terrible recession, and our fiscal cannon, instead of being loaded, was emptied out. So we got to the position we're in because of a combination of policy decisions and economic conditions, and we need to work together to get back on a path to a sustainable deficit and then keep working, because ultimately we should do more.
And we all want to see us deal with the deficit, and we all want to see that happen in as timely a way as we can without placing the burden on the backs of beneficiaries of our system. Now, on one side, we hear this all the time, that we have a group of people that would like to shrink up government so small they could drown it in a bathtub. The people that they're drowning, of course, are the recipients of Social Security and Medicare, veterans, and the disabled, people that we would like to help, especially in these very difficult times, especially people who have served their country with honor. It would seem to me that in the administration's application of its budget, it takes that into consideration, and it especially takes that into consideration with the care and need to make sure that we're not going into an austere climate that would balance this on the backs of everyone, on the backs of beneficiaries. That is why I want to ask you this question, and I think it's important because the President continues to reach out time and time again. For some of us, it doesn't seem logical because he's met with resistance time and time again. I appreciate the President's optimism. I'm an optimist as well. I'd like to see us be able to grow this economy, but we haven't seen the willingness to invest in our infrastructure or innovation. And so we're more than skeptical when the President lays out proposals for CPI, and the other side seems to say, yeah, we'll take that, but we don't want to take any of the balance that has to go along with that. If that kind of attitude prevails, what will the President do?
Congressman, I think the President has been very clear. He put some very tough things in this budget, consistent with the offer he made to the Speaker in December, because he very much believes it would be the right thing to have a sensible, balanced agreement that has both sides doing difficult things. He's not prepared to do something like change CPI outside of the context of a balanced approach. And I think that we're so close in terms of what the positions the President has articulated and what we've heard over the last 2 years of what you need to reach an agreement in that sensible center, that I'm still going to be an optimist, and I'm going to push forward, as the President will, to try to get this done. But I don't want there to be any misunderstanding, and that's why I said in my opening statement, it's not a starting point. We've been at this for over 2 years, and it would be a mistake to treat it as if you can just take one piece out of it and reach an agreement.
One last thing I would add, just as a comment, no need to respond, but Social Security and Medicare specifically are not entitlements. This is insurance that people pay for. This is, you just go to your paycheck, everybody in America, and check that out. It's insurance that you pay for. Tell us you need to make an adjustment. Tell us you need to pay more. Tell us there's different actuarial assumptions that would lead to that. Let's get behind the science and math that will allow us to reach that apex, but it's not an entitlement, it is insurance.
All right, thank you.